Zionist movies like Gladiator 2 and Venom 3 are banned in Lebanon, so we're going to talk about that. Do not worry, the podcast. Our next topic, I think this is probably the main topic. This is the one that interests me the most this week. As you guys know, folks, right now in America, there's a box office is on fire. Moana 2 just came out to like record-breaking numbers, and everyone in the States has been enjoying Glicked, which was the release of Wicked and Gladiator 2. They came out on the same weekend, kind of like Oppenheimer or Barbenheimer. I'm sorry. So you got these two different movies. Well, there's no Glicked in Lebanon, folks. We ain't enjoying no Glicked because Wicked came out, but Gladiator 2 has been banned, and so has Venom 3, by the way. I wanted to see Venom 3, to be honest with you guys. I don't like the first two, but I still wanted to watch the third one. But Venom 3 isn't out in Lebanon. Gladiator 2 isn't out in Lebanon. Why is that, folks? What's happening? Well, it's a pretty easy answer. Zionism. So, apparently, Gladiator 2 stars actor called Lior Raz, and here's a photo of him. And he is an Israeli actor, but it's not just the fact that he's Israeli. He's actually an ex-IDF member. And here's another photo of him at an event called Friends of the IDF. So here he is right here with a bunch of IDF soldiers, a bunch of scumbags in one photo. Look at those 5 shits. And let me read a little bit of his history from Wikipedia. So after Raz graduated from high school at the age of 18, he enlisted in the Israel Defense Forces and became a commando in the elite undercover counterterrorism unit known as Siyadat Duvdevan. And also, he also served in the what?
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. He also served in the Duvdevan unit in the reserves for 20 years. For 3 years, until Raz was 19, he had a girlfriend named Iris Azulay. In October 1990, a Palestinian Arab stabbed her to death with a 15-inch knife in Jerusalem. The man who stabbed her was later released from prison in 2011. In the 2011 Gilad Shalit prisoner exchange, in which 1,027 prisoners were released in order to obtain the release from captivity of the kidnapped Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit, who had been held prisoner by Hamas for 5 years. In 1993, after his military service, Raz moved to the United States and was hired as a security. In 1993, after his military service, Raz moved to the United States and was hired by a security contracting firm as Arnold Schwarzenegger's bodyguard. In an interview with Israel Hayom, he said, "The company turned to me since they knew my military background. For me, it was the most glamorous thing to be the watchdog of Arnold Schwarzenegger and his wife." So this motherfucker, it's pretty tragic that he lost his girlfriend, obviously, to a stabbing. It doesn't matter who did what. We don't wish that upon anyone here, unlike Israelis and the 2 nice Jewish boys. But... we're going to talk about what we think about movies getting banned, but this is why this movie got banned. As for Venom 3, I went through the actors list. I couldn't figure out if anyone was Israeli or anything, but what ended up being the cause was producer Avi Arad, who's actually the producer of every single Spider-Man movie that's come out since 2002. He produced the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, the ones with Andrew Garfield. He does the animated Spider-Man stuff, all the Venom movies, all the spin-offs. He has his fingers in everything Spider-Man. And here is Avi's history with the IDF. Avi Arad was born in 1948, so Nakba year, in Ramat Gan, Israel, to a Jewish family. The son of Holocaust survivors from Poland, he grew up reading Superman and Spider-Man comics translated into Hebrew. He's a huge Spider-Man fan. In 1965, he was conscripted as a soldier into the Israel Defense Forces. He fought and was wounded in the not wounded enough, I'm just kidding. He fought and was wounded in the 1967 Six-Day War and spent 15 days recuperating. Arad finished his military service in 1968. As fucked as that is, if that man weren't alive, we may not have gotten the 2002 Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, which are some of my favorite movies of all time. Those movies changed my life, so it's pretty fucked that I keep kicking the camera. Sorry.
I'm keeping this.
You can keep it. If it wasn't for this man, some of my favorite movies of all time would not exist. And
that's how I feel about The Last of Us, like Neil Druckmann.
Neil Druckmann, yeah, he's a big-ass Zionist.
And Uncharted.
Yeah. And the Spider-Man movies, are what motivated me to start collecting comic books and comic book-related, action figures and stuff. Really, this fucking Zionist partly changed my life. Obviously, Sam Raimi did most of the heavy lifting. But so in 1970, Arad moved to the U.S. and he enrolled at Hofstra University, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so he was a... But the thing is, we've been getting every single Spider-Man movie almost. We didn't get a Spider-Verse Part 2, not because of any Zionism, not because of Avi Arad, but because of this. We talked about this before.
Because of trans.
Remember that scene? That
1 second trans flag?
That 2-second scene where there was a flag in Gwen Stacy's room that said, "Protect trans kids." Yeah, we didn't get Spider-Man because of that scene. They could have just cut it out, but no, the whole movie was banned.
What's funny to me, I'm going to segue into Wicked, it had a lot of gay characters.
Wicked?
that were openly gay, and there was none of it was cut. But this was removed from the cinema.
So Lebanese censors are extremely inconsistent. That's all.
Completely
we know.
inconsistent.
They're extremely inconsistent. So even when Barbie was going to come out, they tried to ban Barbie in Lebanon. They pretend that they didn't.
We didn't get Barbenheimer.
We didn't get Barbie. We got Barbie.
We got
came out
Oppenheimer, then Barbie.
Yeah, we got Oppenheimer, then Barbie came out like 2 months later because they legitimately tried to ban it. Now they pretend like, no, we never meant to ban it. They tried to ban it for it promoting like feminism too much. Like they thought it had a negative message against like men, but then the internet freaked out and they ended up releasing Barbie.
That was so insane.
But
That was so stupid.
But they regularly ban movies that have like anything that is offensive to religion. So like The Nun doesn't come out in Lebanon. The Nun movies, those stopped coming out here.
They're trash either way.
Even though The Exorcist came out in like when The Exorcist came out in the 70s, it came out in theaters in Lebanon, and The Exorcist has some fucked up scenes. Like if you know what I'm talking about. So the fact like Lebanon is kind of going backwards when it comes to that sort of thing. But what do we think about banning movies that star IDF soldiers? We regularly ban Gal Gadot movies. The worst actress in the world. So we never
But
get.
it's so funny because the ones where she's like a side actress in, they're always like premiering here. Like for example,
The Fast
like
and Furious. Yeah, they use. Yeah,
As long as she's not starring.
As long as she's not the main star, but like Wonder Woman didn't come out here, and what else? Snow White. So you said you saw the Snow White
they
trailer
played
in the theater,
trailer in the like theater. But they
Okay.
always do that. They always play the trailers.
and they just tease you, right?
Yeah.
So Gal Gadot is playing the evil queen, the evil witch in the new Snow White movie. So we're probably not gonna get that.
Gal Gadot is such a shit actress.
She's the worst, bro.
She's the
But for
worst.
some reason, she's great at Wonder Woman.
No, she's horrible. Dude.
Kal-El.
she's
She's
not.
horrible, dude.
Remember who you are.
Kal-El, no! Remember who you are.
It's dude. There was a scene in Batman versus Superman. I remember when like the fucking was it Abomination? What was the name of that monster?
wait.
Google it. That monster at the end of Batman v Superman. Okay, she's like he's feeding off energy. I'm like this is the worst. Dude, she's so
that was
wooden.
the worst.
She's the worst actress in the world. So anyway.
Are we sure these
Doomsday.
movies got banned because of IDF?
I called the cinema. So I called the cinema. I'm like, hey, is Gladiator 2 coming out? Because I couldn't find it on any releasings. They're like, no. I'm like, why? They're like, Israel. I'm like, oh, okay. Like the lady, I just called the lady at the theater. Then I'm like, what about Venom 3? She's like, Kamena Israel. I'm like, okay. I had to do some research. And again, I couldn't find it. So Twitter was like, Avi Arad. I'm like, oh yeah, I should have thought of Avi Arad. But like, I mean, I get banning a movie. So okay, so what do you guys think? Should we ban movies that star IDF soldiers or not?
Look, I believe if they're Zionists, fuck it. I don't even want to watch that movie.
Yeah, same.
Unless it's like a really good movie.
I mean, we're boycotting food that we used to regularly eat. I
But
can
like when
go
Last of
around
Us
with
Part 3
not
comes out,
watching a
trust
movie.
I'll be pre-ordering that.
Well, I mean, yeah. So
That Zionist, I have an entire Ellie tattoo from The Last of Us, and it's my biggest tattoo.
we all fucked
And
up,
I
bro.
fucking love that tattoo.
I have a Captain America tattoo right here. America Shaitan. So I mean, hey, what can you do, right? So
Hey, you have to choose your battles.
So here's what I think. When they banned Wonder Woman a few years ago, I actually made a video with ex-patron of the show, Gino Raid, years ago. We both I invited him on to talk. Like American viewers, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I invited Gino to come on, and we talked about how I thought that you shouldn't ban a film. If people don't want to watch it, they have every right to boycott it. I'm like, make it a personal choice. Make it a consumer choice. Don't... Like, first of all, you're hurting cinemas. Cinemas in Lebanon are already struggling. Cinemas all over the world are struggling, especially with COVID. It made life for cinemas 10 times harder. So for cinemas not to get like these big blockbuster movies like Spider-Man or Wonder Woman, that hurts their bottom line. So I was like, just make it like leave it up to the consumer. If you don't feel comfortable supporting Gal Gadot,
But at the same
then
time,
I support you. But I have changed my position on that.
okay.
That's what I used to think. Now, fuck Gal
that's what I
Gadot.
used to think as well.
Fuck
Same,
the IDF. Fuck Zionism. Fuck Israel. If anyone is in a movie or involved in a movie that was directly involved in killing us, bombing us, hurting Palestinians,
Definitely.
bro, fuck you. We don't want none of your shit. Fuck these movies. We'll fucking torrent them legally. I'll fucking watch it on Netflix when it comes out.
Yep.
But we're not fucking spending any money supporting fucking no talent Gal fucking Gadot, Lior fucking Raz, piece of shit motherfucker who's in fucking Gladiator, Avi fucking Arad, who is a fucking piece of shit. No one likes Avi Arad in fucking Hollywood, by the way. He's known to be like a huge fucking piece of shit. So I can't wait till he has nothing to do with the Spider-Man movies anymore. And also, an extra reason to fuck Gladiator 2. There was a half Egyptian, half Palestinian actress called May Kalamawi. You guys may have seen her in the Moon Knight series on Netflix. She turned into that
Right.
I didn't
superhero
watch
at
it.
the end.
Right.
She got cut. Literally, she got cast for a major role in Gladiator 2, and her role was completely cut out. So here is just a little bit of that. So here's a tweet. Palestinian actress May Kalamawi, went from being the female lead in Gladiator 2 to being entirely cut out from the film and wasn't even invited to the premiere. Oh, fuck Paramount, and thank you, Pedro Pascal, for reminding everyone that she was a part of this movie and shouldn't be erased. So May Kalamaui, and here's a tweet of like the announcement. May Kalamaui has been cast as the female lead in Gladiator 2, and her role has been completely cut the fuck out. Original reports indicated that May Kalamaui landed a lead female role that got the same search treatment as Paul Mescal. However, she has no lines in the final cut of the movie. I think you might see her standing in the background somewhere. I'm not sure. And then Pedro Pascal, the sweetheart that he is, shared some posts on Instagram about his shooting adventure in the movie. Like they went to Morocco and a bunch of things. And he shared some photos with May, just chilling.
Oh,
He really is a sweet.
Pedro is a stand-up
He
fucking
really
guy.
is Joel.
He's a sweetheart. He's a really good guy. Everybody loves Pedro. So, and look, they're having a fucking good time. So, I mean, fuck Gladiator 2. And I wanted to watch it because I recently rewatched Gladiator 1. It's a fucking epic movie. I'm glad these movies are banned. Fuck
Yeah,
these
fuck
actors.
it would be
Yeah.
such
Now-
a hypocritical thing to like. Imagine they're bombing us and we're watching someone from the IDF act in the Lebanon.
But like, you guys don't understand the sacrifice that I'm making. So, Venom being banned, fuck Venom 3. But if that means there are basically not going to be any more Spider-Man movies in Lebanon. Let me show you something, folks. This is a Spider-Man tattoo right here on my arm. This is a Mary Jane Watson tattoo on my arm, as drawn by John Romita Sr. I am a massive Spider-Man fan. I wait for these movies like religiously. I collect Spider-Man comics. I sell
like
comics.
right here, there's a shit ton of Funko Pops, entirely Spider-Man.
So this is heartbreaking for me, folks. Like I'm here making a massive sacrifice that you guys don't even appreciate, but I am willing to forego watching a Spider-Man movie on opening day. Breaks my
Thank you,
fucking heart, bro.
Anthony.
To
Thank
protect
you.
Lebanon's honor, bro. Fuck these Zionists. I'm glad it's fucking based. Honestly, I think Lebanon is fucking based for doing that. I think it's stupid when we ban movies for gay stuff. I think it's stupid when we ban movies for trans stuff.
definitely.
I think it's stupid when we ban movies for religious stuff. It's okay. And at this point, I don't know what movies are gonna fucking come out in Lebanon. Every movie has an Israeli in them, and Israelis have to join the IDF. So what are the chances of an Israeli actor not being in the IDF? Are any movies still gonna come out in Lebanon? Who the fuck knows? I'm serious. Like I can totally see like nothing coming out here anymore, unless they selectively pick and choose. Like we can release this one, and this person has like a side little role. I mean, to me, it's a
I think they're doing that.
to me, if they're just Israeli, that's a problem. Like if it's just an Israeli person that hasn't even been in the IDF, like you gotta let it slide. But who's gonna make those distinctions? Like who the fuck? I don't know what the fuck is happening. This is literally uncharted territory. Because now I think they're gonna take this shit more seriously. And yeah, we might not get any more fucking movies coming out here. But I think it's a fucking based decision. I think Lebanon is fucking badass. Fuck Zionism. It's just like when countries like don't invite Russian athletes to the Olympics. Fucking stop invite. We can't support Israeli art anymore. I'm sorry. And this should make studios think twice before casting ex-IDF soldiers in their movies.
I mean, they don't give a fuck about us.
They don't give a fuck about us. But if the entire region, if all Arab countries refuse to play
Yeah,
these
sure.
movies, then it's going to make a difference in these studios' bottom line. They're going to be like, well, if we cast an Israeli actor who's in the IDF, we can't make the $100 million that we normally would make from this territory, so let's not do it. That's
Yeah,
how...
Sure, the Arab countries will do that.
Yeah, I mean, they won't do that. And there's not that much business here, but anyways, we just
Yeah.
wanted to... Lebanon is based.
And Lebanon's fucking tiny, so
Good
they
work.
barely even notice it.
I guess I'm going to watch Venom 3 when it comes out on stream, and I'm going to watch Gladiator 2, and I'm not going to watch fucking Snow White. Fuck that
No.
shit. And yeah, what do you guys think? Are you guys proud of our little country, Lebanon, for banning Gal Gadot? I mean, every country should have the right to ban Gal Gadot movies, at the very least. Like, that should be a right, not a privilege. And here it is a privilege not to get to see that fucking B-word's face on any fucking posters.
I agree.
He feeds off some kind of energy. Bro, the worst fucking actress. Oh my God. There's one more thing I want to read, actually, about Avi Arad. Here's an interview with him from the New York Post. It says, Marvel Studios founder Avi Arad rips Chuck Schumer over his criticism of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So Avi Arad really fucking loves Benjamin Netanyahu. I gotta read this. I'm sorry I'm late on this. Marvel Studios founder Avi Arad, producer of the Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man movies, slammed Schumer's web of betrayal by abandoning Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and meddling in Israeli politics amid the Jewish state's war with Hamas. Arad, a dual citizen who was born in Israel and moved to the US in 1969, sent a scorching personal letter to Schumer yesterday saying he was stunned by the high-ranking Jewish official's betrayal of Israel's leader in its time of need. And here is what that dog shit Avi Arad said. I'm writing about your recent statement last Thursday when you called on Israel to hold new elections, saying you believe Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has lost his way and is an obstacle to peace in the region amid a growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. I believe your statement is not only incorrect, but inappropriate. said Arad. It is not your war. It is not your country. It's not your country either, you dipshit. And it is not you who is at risk. And with all due respect, it is not your place or business to attempt to dictate to another democratic country what its electorate should do or how they should vote, said the Hollywood movie mogul, who is Jewish and served in the Israeli army. Arad said it's repulsive enough to hear Hollywood stars blame Israel for the occupation and the conflict with Palestinians, but it's quite another to hear harsh criticism of Israel from a United States senator who is the highest-ranking Jewish elected official in our government and whose constituents constitute one of the largest concentrations of Jews in the world. Arad accused Schumer, 73, of ignoring the fact that Israelis are dealing with an enemy, Hamas, that has vowed to annihilate the state of Israel. He said, I wonder if, God forbid, one or more of your relatives was butchered like the Israelis were by Hamas on October 7th. What would you be saying? Or if, God forbid, a member of your family was taken hostage and held in subhuman conditions for more than 5 months or killed in captivity. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, Avi Arad. And hey, I guess I have to say it. Fuck Spider-Man. I'm kidding. No, I'll never say that. But fuck you, Zionist piece of trash.
Do not worry, the podcast